Hello and welcome to the Saturday morning live Super Rugby Aotearoa watch along from Under the Sticks, presented by Big Red Cloud. Visit www.redcloud.com for all your online accounting needs. My name is Andy McGee. Great to have you along. I'm joined by Podiums and Sean Holly for Hurricanes versus Chiefs. Hurricanes still have a chance. They need a bonus point win tonight. Chiefs have no wins so far, and they've no games left. This is it. Warren Gatland facing a nil season. Sean, if you're the coach in this one, it's a bit squeaky bum, isn't it?
It is a bit, and I fear for them a little bit because there's still something on it for the Canes, as you said. They're so fickle at times, the Hurricanes, and at the cake tin there, I'm thinking, if they're still in it, the way that Umaga Jensen and people like that, Lamape has been playing, in the previous games, how would you back against them? But it's a Warren Gatland thing. I've got all three out of the four pundits for the New Zealand TV went for the Chiefs. Mills Molina being one of them. Why is that?
Yeah.
You just get this feeling. This is the sort of thing. There's no way Gatland can sound off on a 0-8, but if I was a betting man, I'd be betting for the Hurricanes.
Yeah. Oh, McGeedy's frozen.
Yeah,
right.
What do you think,
it was interesting. I was reading Gatland's comments yesterday, and he even said, the results aren't what we want, and it's, we are under pressure. And to see him use negative language like that is, he never says stuff like that, does he?
Yeah.
And then he also said that if the Lions tour was cancelled, that he'd coach the Chiefs for free.
He might not get a chance, man.
But that's what I was, I was thinking. I was thinking they might not want you, and if they do, they'll certainly want it for free if you go 9-0.
Yeah. Well, penalty early on.
Morning.
I think that. Oh, Andy's back. He's back with us.
He's in.
You there, McGeady?
I'm back with my
Chiefs. McGeady's back in the game.
Yeah, I am. It took me a while. I'm going to be battling in. And we got a question in from Jamesy Cowan. Morning, lads. Where's your master and commander? From Adam Redmond. Adam is very busy this morning. He's very, very busy this morning. So we're making do. And I am having to try and produce this thing at the same time. It didn't go well last time I tried to do this. I even got the actual fixture wrong, if we remember. But that's ancient history. I've been sent on a training. I've been sent on a training course since. It'll all be
sent on a training course. Chiefs girls in.
Yeah, John, we've got some regulars dialed in.
Yeah, Howell Davis was early in. Good to see you, Howell. Thought he'd be playing golf today, mind. Probably going out later on. As usual, Michael Jenkins from beautiful Pembrokeshire. James Reid, who was the winner in the midweek of our comment of the week. Morning, lads. Not coming from the stringing room, Paul. Garage conversation underway already, I suppose. James E. Cowan, we've mentioned.
Mackenzie's missed that. It came up short.
Well, that's the sort of thing you need, isn't it? They were an early penalty, and they've gone for goal. Need that. Chiefs girl, nice to see you. Kia ora. I hope my team wins at least one game this season. Well, we sort of do as well. Here's Mackenzie now striking it really well. He's got a strap in on that right leg, but he hits the bar. What did I say last week?
Yeah, there it is.
Early on, there you go. Right, There's a real high percentage chance, believe it or not, every game of the ball striking the upright or the crossbar or deflecting or something like that. It's amazing.
Right, we have got to make money out of this.
Funny enough, you can't find it on the betting streams,
Oh man, we'll have to go local around pubs and try and find some unsuspecting punters.
Well, you were one until last week.
That's right. Yeah, I'd have gone straight for it.
That facing the posts drill is one that usually drives people crazy in training, and then it always happens in a game, and someone gets it slightly wrong, right? But that's why you train these things.
Yeah, exactly.
I was looking back at the games last week and the week before, because both of these teams played this Crusaders last time out, and it was really striking how unlucky, well, I thought the Chiefs were. I mean, that try was scandalous that the Crusaders got in the second half with the knock-on.
That's the awkward thing about all of this. They have been quite unlucky in a lot of the games. There've been a couple of blowouts, but some of them have been, 3 to 7 point losses. And Gatland will be the first to admit that you shouldn't make excuses, but it's not like they've been awful. No, and they're playing in the best club comp in the world. But people in New Zealand aren't going to care about that.
They are thereabouts. I mean, probably would expect them to win 1 or 2 games, particularly home games. But that missed penalty now, if the Canes go ahead, you're gonna see a real. This is what the Chiefs need, isn't it? Sort of.
Yeah.
Hallelujah rugby. Just to.
Yeah.
And the Canes will give it to them. They'll give them chances. But they need a break. They need a break today. The trouble is when you're losing. It's a bit like winning. When you're winning, you can't do anything wrong. You try things, they come off. For some reason, the ref gives you the advantages. It's the same when you're losing. The momentum is there. Nothing seems to go right. You try too hard. You work too hard. I think Gats, like I said last week, is a bit long in the tooth for that. He will have reined them back a bit this week. But you just try things too hard and you push it a little bit and nothing seems to go right, You come home, you drop a pint of milk, you burn the toast, all that sort of stuff. It happens. I think McGeady's having Wi-Fi problems, mate.
He's got issues. Right, catch and drive from the Canes. Oh, straight out. Oh, look at this. The Canes are going for it.
I think that's a good thing, though, mate. I think it's a good thing they're going for it because the Chiefs can defend for their lives.
Yeah.
There you go. Look, see the old Hail Mary stuff. Oh, having him in a white channel. Look at that.
Look at him. He's a handful in the Adi Sevilla.
Yeah, he is.
Oof. What I love about him is he's sort of like Alan Jones in one regard, that he's 100% every week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's like, I've never seen him, even if he's had a reasonably quiet game, it's like most players' busy games.
He's explosive, he is, isn't he?
Yeah, he is really explosive. That's a nice
There you go.
There he is, Mark Jensen. Look at that. I tell you what, he's been on fire this tournament. Really, really underrated he is.
I agree, mate. And when we've been talking about Will Jordan and Lamape and that, but this guy, he has something a bit different. What you get with Lamape? Feet, go forward.
He's done really well. Every time we have watched the.
He's gone again, McGeady.
Look where Jensen is now, right? He's on the inside. He's there. He's cleaning that out. Look.
Yeah. He's on the floor in that.
Yeah, so he's worked his way back. He's worked his way back around, got square, got over. He's a big man, intelligent rugby.
And look who he beat there. He beat Leonard Brown.
Yeah, this is one to watch for All Blacks, I reckon.
Yeah, and it's interesting. He doesn't get much praise in New Zealand because, of course, it's all about Goodhue and Leonard Brown and those guys. And Rico Awani, is he going to come into 13 for the All Blacks? And then you've got that lad. But he's one of those players, isn't he? Now, if he doesn't make All Blacks soon, he'll be snapped up in France straight away, won't he?
You back on?
Be all over him.
I think I'm back.
Adam Redmond he'll dock your wages, McGeady, because he'll work out the percentage. You've been on air about 15% of a minute, and he'll just dock it.
Would that be this Adam Redmond who's asking, where's the Ireland tricolour background gone?
Oh, he is watching.
Yeah. And you see, there was a follow-up from a previous conversation because I did say that Adam was unavailable this morning. There's a scandalous accusation here from Jamesy Cowan saying that Adam might bring over. That is not the case. I can defend Adam. Not that you'd need defending if it's well earned. Adam's on daddy duty this morning, and sometimes that has to take precedence.
Put his photo back up, mate. Put Adam Redmond's photo back up here, because that's obviously a Photoshop.
See, there we are. Look at that.
Yeah, there's no way Adam Redmond can acquire a lovely wife as good looking as that. So that's what he's done. He's superimposed a lovely lady, because
That's
Adam Redmond couldn't hold down a lady like that. No way.
You're punching up there, Adam.
Punching.
Yeah.
And just on the trickle there, that was by accident. So what happened is, last week, for some reason, the shades in the background were like the Irish flag, and it was, it was a pivotal moment in our Under the Sticks careers.
It was, and it fed into the conspiracy theorists' hands.
It did.
Stephen Kennelly, who lives not far from me. It is absolutely beautiful near me. Apologies, gents. He's a regular. Won't be listening today. Too nice to be indoors. So watching the rugby outside on the phone, hence no Facebook chat. Well, thanks for letting us know. But he lives by the river here near me, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's God's country everywhere today. So, anyway.
What a carry that is. Oh.
Oof.
We take it for granted because we watch pro rugby every week. But some of the collisions, oh my God, I don't know how they do that.
Well, they are prepped, mate. You look at the neck and shoulders of these guys.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it any easier, don't get me wrong, but they do it all the time,
Yeah. Get used to the shock. So I was watching a documentary this week on big wave surfers, and you watch how thick the neck is on those boys, because once you go underwater in something like that, it's like so quantum beyond what you've ever experienced. Their necks like bulldogs, all of them.
Yeah, having a good strong like we always talk about the core, but when you get into the higher levels of the game, you cannot survive without a very, very strong neck. It's one of the things that if when we limit the number of professional players, of elite players who can play at lower levels in Ireland, and it's broadly similar in other places as well. It's one of those reasons for things like that. Because if you have a skinny kid coming up, 18, 19, who hasn't been in an academy world, if he comes up against someone like this and they really drill him, he could be in trouble, because it's that neck can act as a natural shock absorber for that.
Oh, he's off again.
Yeah, it was a lovely offload.
Oh,
and he's dropped it. Kiss of death.
Do you know what? Fair play to Damien McKenzie, though. You look at the size difference then. That was like a little gnat jumping on a rhino's back. That was. He did it, though.
Yep.
This lovely offload. But he's got a bit impatient here. He's accelerated. But fair play, as you say, McKenzie. It's the only way they're dislodging the ball there, isn't it?
Always have a go. So there, would you coach to slow down a bit into impact?
Yeah. Control loose play, we used to call it. Lynn Jones was really good at coaching it. Because once you get through like that, everyone is behind you. And what happens is all the defenders converge on you. So you have to control loose play. And very often, younger players like that will get through and they accelerate. But what they're doing is they're accelerating away from their support.
Yes, of course.
One of the best controller loose play players I ever saw was Steve Tandy. Remember him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now coaching Scotland, was coaching the Waratahs. He was brilliant at loose play. He understood. And sometimes you divert your run. You run sideways or you run an arc to buy your support players time. He just went straight through it there, didn't he, Manga Jensen, and then got crashed by 2. So,
because all you're really looking to do there is make that one next pass and you're through, aren't you?
Yeah. Because they're all converging on you. If you're intelligent enough to control that loose play, bring them on and give it to the guy in space, you're in.
One ball. And it's something the All Blacks do so well, isn't it? Make that one line break and then it's just one ball then left, right, straight under the post. Yeah, he's a hard boy, isn't he, Damien McKenzie? Fair play to him.
Oh, any chance of time check? I'm having trouble. Yeah, we did it before. So we're on a scrum on Sam Kane, 13:16. The clock's just started there, James. So the vision's on Sam Kane on the side of the scrum. That's where we are. Interesting comment coming in from Lorcan Murphy. And Sam Kane is still carrying his arm. He's still not fit. He hasn't functioned really, is he? We haven't been talking about him a lot.
No. And do you know, it was interesting. Yesterday, Warren Gatland mentioned him. And he said that we haven't made it much easier for him with his All Blacks role. So I think he was, admitting it hasn't gone right here. People are questioning now his captaincy. Like you said last week, Sean, on the field. Who are you noticing? Is it Whitelock or Kane?
Yeah, I did. Is that another one to me, my column?
Yeah, you're about 45-3 now with me so far. And the other thing is, you think of all the other back row options they've got coming through. So you've got Papilili, and the likes of Hoskins, and all of a sudden you're thinking, where are, they're not going to drop Sam Kane, but all of a sudden he's not the gimme that he was last season.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is true.
Yeah, Andy, you're on mute, mate. I think you've muted yourself.
This is. I think I should mute myself for a while.
Another £3 off. Redmond will be watching that.
This is what we said at the start of the show. Last week was another example of the Chiefs being competitive for a long time, and then just got a bad call.
Yeah, and it is interesting what Jasmine Smith says, because it's another golf reference here, right? My golfing mentor saying to me, doesn't matter. Don't think of the outcome. If you're hitting good shots, but you're just off or whatever, don't beat yourself up. You're playing well, If you're striking it and your technique is good, then, and this is what Jasmine's saying, they're playing quite well. They're not far away. And this is what I say sometimes about luck and momentum. It could just take this today now. They get a last minute spawny wins here, an interception. The whole place changes. It's unbelievable. It really is. And they, look at TJ Perenara's look. Canes do not deserve to win with that look, do they? No.
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin sort of.
Do you know what? I think that's what's been great about having you on these pods, like having a elite coach on, is we, as fans, we often think it's all just about players and skills and their size and what they can do and what they can't. But it's just like any other rugby club, isn't it? At a lower level, confidence is everything, isn't it? And you tend to think at pro level they don't feel like that they're all like machines.
Oh no, mate!
Winning is just as important. It's confidence is everything.
Culture, motivation. It's all of that. Don't forget, these guys see each other a lot more. So it can go the other way. They can become a little bit sick of it. It becomes a job of work. And if you lose and not enjoying, it's not very nice going to work then, is it?
No. Do you know, I've just had a horrible moment of a little reality check there. These are 70 style glasses, right? And when I do this, I look like a massive, big, fat Ronnie Corbett. I just caught myself going like that. Yeah, speak to the producer.
See, the Canes are throwing it about, and that might suit the Chiefs. They just need to hang in here, hang in on one score.
Difficulty is playing the Canes. They're always going to score 4 tries.
Yeah, penalty.
Oof, we didn't like that.
Interesting side note, while this crossfield kick comes in and I'm back for the penalty. I did a bit of research on Alex King this week because Rugby World asked me to write about him going to Gloucester. So I had a look at Montpellier, a good look at Montpellier. And if ever anybody wants to have a go at the Ospreys and the time I had in Galacticos, go and have a look at them because they're the most underachieving set of Galacticos you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, they've got a good squad, haven't they?
You couldn't pick a better Barbarians team than Montpellier's team, around then. But anyway, I picked out a game against La Rochelle in 2018, and they scored 3, maybe 4 tries from little attacking kicks. There's a massive influence I could see there.
Oh, really?
So I was just thinking, oh, hello, Cipriani, Alex
Yeah.
King going there. We may see some real good stuff from Gloucester. And that's what I wrote about, really, the 3 tries from 3 different kicks. Seeing the crossfield kick from Geordie Barrett there. It's becoming so prominent, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's as effective as a pass now, isn't it? That's brilliant play.
Look at the Chiefs defending, though. See, they got the spirit there.
They have
they've got to hang on to that. That's good to see, that is. There was 4 Chiefs players coming across to tackle that winger then, wasn't there?
It's funny, though, because in a way, do you want 4 or 5 Chiefs players all coming across to tackle one player? Do you know what I mean?
That was the thing. They all drifted, didn't they?
There's a massive hole somewhere else.
No, I'm looking at that, and you think, well, there's nobody on the inside, right? But the will of the 4 of them to get the desperation to get across us says there's nothing wrong with the environment.
Yeah,
they are playing for each other. The coach is with it. All you hear in the press and what we chat about is maybe Gats isn't doing it, and maybe there's trouble in the camp. But that sort of stuff and the way they defend in you shows me there's nothing wrong there.
I think they've got a great sign in Tigers with Van Wyck. He's going to be fantastic in the Premiership. He's a very Tigers player, isn't he? Imagine him and Nadolo.
Again, I did an article on Steve Borthwick because I worked a bit with him at Bristol, and that whole place is going to change under Steve. See, they give them chances, and this is what the Chiefs need now. Get it down there. Now's the time, maybe 9. They just love to play, don't they? Got it?
It's gone forward, isn't it? No. Oh, look at that.
Where's our man, the number 8? Where's the big 8 that I can't say his name?
There he is.
Hanging out in the
sitting.
This is like, right, boys, let's warm up with a game of offload touch.
It's amazing, isn't it? This is why I'm so obsessed with it, see, because...
But there's an hour to go. This isn't the last 5 minutes.
I love it.
There's an hour to go.
They're offside. They're offside, ref. Oh. Uh-oh.
Look at this chaos now, isn't it? Their defensive line is all over the place.
And it's a long stretch of play as well.
When the Canes turned that over initially and Mackenzie passed it and they had a little half break, I'm thinking, and I'm sure Gats would have been thinking for the scrum half, right, kick it now. Get it down there. Great time on turnover. Nobody in the backfield. Give us a bit of respite. No, they play, and this is what happens.
There's no break in play. This is insane.
This is me reffing. This is me reffing an Osprey warm up.
and the lads' lungs are burning, and they want someone to drop the ball and no advantage.
Yeah. So there was a little bit of Mike Bassett in that always, right? So you'd have we had a young group and an old group, right? So I would go, right, boys, youngies, oldies. And obviously, depending on who was injured, who was training, there'd be a different cut-off age, So I go, right, anybody 30 or older over there, anybody 30 and under over there, right, okay. And there might be, say, 8 against 7. And then if it was 8 against 7 and I looked at the setup and it was a bit in a different balance, I go, right, Dan Bigger, you've got a Bosman, you're on a free to the oldies, over you go.
You've got a Bosman.
Right? And we'd play pass any direction touch, right? And then I'd vary the size of passes or the type of passes, right? And I'd be the sole arbiter on the ruling. So I say 3 meter passes only. It'd be a great pass going from Shane Williams to Gavin Henderson. Back he come. That was 3.1 meters. Back he come, turnover, Youngie's ball. And it just added a bit of spirit, It's just a bit of fun. But it's like this game.
It is. I need to pull something up here from Christian Hyde. Paul, my cat is going nuts at your voice. He is a Russian blue.
No.
My days are numbered.
Yeah.
We got
I
Kyle
don't know.
Reese in this morning as well. Morning, chaps. Feels so bad for our special Warren Gatland to go for such success. It won't worry him, Kyle.
He won't care, will he?
No, I reckon you'll see him bounce back. I really do. I think they've had some injuries. They're just starting to gather. There's Ian Foster has just come. Grant Fox, All Black legend on the left. John Plumtree on the right. All the new All Black coaching team.
I wonder if they'll be thinking about Geordie Barrett on the bench for the Blacks.
Gat Steele with the Devil has just expired. No, he's got a long way to go. He's got a lot of lives left.
He's got an extension on that.
Interesting was the second comment, and then it comes from Chief School about this. It's intimating that Owen Farrell and Mara Toji are going to be loaned out to the Chiefs. Interesting one. That would be a Gatland thing, Lions.
Well, Saracens have said that they can. It's essentially not a year off, but it's going to be the quietest pro season they've ever had, and that they won't rule out them being shipped to Super Rugby to prep for the Lions. Well, that Gatland isn't going to turn that down, is he?
No.
And I don't suppose they would.
Well, I was going to say I've coached in the Championship in England, and all due respect to those clubs in there, if you said to Farrell and Toji, boys, Crusaders away or Cornish Pirates.
Exactly. I know. Yeah, and it's what a nice place to go and live for a little, for 3 months or whatever it would be.
It just rains, mate. They've only just had TVs down there. Sorry, Chief School.
Oh God.
I used to tease all the boys all the time. But no, it's beautiful. It's very much like Wales. It's the beautiful landscape and
yeah.
So
Okola needs to get involved in this a bit more, doesn't he? Sitting out when he's carrying short, they look better, I think.
Yeah, he's out wide a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he seems to be sitting at least.
You were getting a bit of
out from where it is.
You were getting a bit of help there as well from Chiefs.
Oh, there it is.
Cooler. Thank you.
So cooler.
There you go.
God, think of the 8s they've got in that comp now.
Oh, it's great to watch. It's really, really great to watch. And they're 8s that you enjoy watching. They're proper 8s, and you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, they are.
Kane's fronting up a bit today. He's got a bit between his teeth, I reckon. What do you do here? Take 3, yeah. Take 3. Give yourself a bit of confidence. They've weathered the storm. I don't think there's going to be Holly time today, boys.
No, it's
even
not
though it's cagey. I just think it could be flipped a bit today.
From Stefan McHenry, missed the start. Kane's jersey win out, Andy. No, it did not.
There it is.
It is a nice shirt. So you bought a load off the internet, didn't you?
They just appeared here. They just appeared here. I don't know what happened, right?
A bit like Paul's new car. Just you put something out on social media, and all of a sudden you think you're going to get a new car. Is it?
You've all got the wrong end of the stick of that. I was just checking to see how the car market is coping during COVID.
No. We got exactly the right end of the stick.
I just wanted to see whether the car market is up or down, and it's just like a litmus test, really, of the economy. You've got that totally wrong.
Pinocchio, your nose is growing. We all know that you were just testing out your following on Twitter to see if there was somebody who'd give you a good deal on the car, whereas self-respecting Andy and I would go like any normal person to a dealer and try and negotiate one.
Sorry, you're on your own on that, Sean. I have no self-respect. If anyone wants to give me a help out, I'm grand. Yeah,
I will hawk anything.
I can't say anything. I had a free car for 15 years coaching, so I got.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, no.
Who's down there?
It's not good when the physio's going like that, is it?
No. I do not like seeing things like that.
Oh, it's obviously an All Black. I've got the sound off, so... Geordie Barrett.
It's Kane.
Sam Kane. Oh, my God, boys. This is massive.
Oh, he's out cold.
I hope it's just...
Straight out on the hip.
It's just like a stinger.
Oh, he's out there.
Let's just hope it's a stinger, and he's just...
They're not showing him on the floor.
Oh, he's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, with a bit of luck, that's just a.
Now here's one, right?
Jesus.
Think of how low they are. 7 losses, 8 losses on the bounce,
Yeah.
right?
Captain
And all
off.
the press. You've started quite well. And all of a sudden now this.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the people you look to, this is where Mackenzie, you can see, Kula isn't going to be one, as you can see here, he's not going to be one that's going to step up and lead.
No.
You know, Leonard Brown and Mackenzie have to step up. Is Cruden on the bench?
Double check. Just so we get it right. And I've got squads here.
Gee, that's terrible to see, especially for someone like Kane. Like, you know, I mean,
yeah.
If there's any player you don't want to see have something around the head and neck, it's someone like that who's come through it. You know.
Absolutely, mate. No, he's not. He's not.
No,
on the bench.
Cruden's not even on the bench.
So they're lacking some serious experience and leadership. All the injuries they've had.
I think Leonard Brown will be captain now.
Yeah, him or Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Oh, he's up.
Oh, he's up. Thank God for that.
Oh, he didn't look good, does he?
No, that's a proper concussion, isn't it? He went out before he hit the floor, didn't he?
Oh, he was completely sparked.
Yeah. At least he's up though. That's something.
Yeah. And that is something, and you take anything you can with these ones. But my God, that did not look good for a minute.
No.
It goes one or two ways for me, Mick. I can't see him going back on.
No,
there's no way he's gone.
Not a chance. He was out.
Yeah. And this goes goes either they galvanise, Carpet comes on, they've got Young the whole lot of come on, they throw caution to the wind. 9 is probably the captain now, isn't he? You know, Webber's probably
Brad Webber, yeah. But he's a good player, Brad Webber.
It either goes that way, they galvanise and right, come on, let's do it, and we see some guys emerge, or it's a pumping.
Yeah. Come on, Chiefs, dig in.
Yeah.
What we need here is a nice breakaway, fluky Chiefs try.
Yeah, interception, mate. That's what
60
we want.
meter.
Something that really just gets them going.
What you don't want is this.
No.
There you go.
What you don't want is just that from first phase.
But you see this guy, you know, when he scored his first try, I said he was supporting on the inside, then cleared out the ruck, then worked hard back to get square midfield. He's on the inside again.
He's everywhere,
He stays in the game, you know.
He's quite James Lowy in the way he plays, isn't he?
Oh, well, the ponytail definitely has that look, doesn't it?
Stayed alive.
Yeah.
And he seems to run the same way, and he's a similar sort of build. He's class.
Tell you what, talk about switch off.
Yeah, look at that. 2 players have gone there. Talk about Montpellier. He'll be playing down there now next season.
I can think of worse places to play.
Yeah.
So, you know, while we're on my list of, you know, opportunities that I might consider to go back into coaching, we've had LA, we've had Hawaii.
Yeah.
Let's stick Montpellier on there. I'll come down as a consultant.
Miami you didn't put on with what are they called? The Martinis or whatever. It's such a bad name. I can never remember what it is.
Let's stick it on there. Let's stick
it on.
Let's stick the Barbados on there and Bermuda, and then let's leave it at that for now.
Yeah, there we are.
I would come to Dublin, mind. I've always said that. Love Dublin.
Oh, hang on. They're having a little look.
Oh, hello. Forward pass. Last pass.
I think they're going to look at whether he crossed the touchline with his toe. Here we go. Just checking the paint. Oh, he's miles in.
Oh, yeah. That's a great pass. If that's
isn't it?
Look at this presence of where he is. Drags his feet. Look.
Two-handed.
And if that's a legit pass, that's brilliant. Yeah.
All good.
All good.
He's a good player, Goosen.
I'm a bit of a sunny work. Well, there is a common theme there. Yeah, that's right. Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to be in the rain too much. That's why New Zealand isn't that appealing. Oh, drop goal.
Don't often see that.
It was a nice strike, you know.
Tell you what, we've seen some weird things in this competition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
mostly
charge
related
down.
to drop goal. Yeah, the charge down.
The
Yeah.
charge down. I've never seen a ball come off a plastic tee, I don't think.
It's
Used to see it back in the day when you were kicking off sand and mud.
But I
It
also like
used to
that.
slip.
But he actually, the odd time you see a player, even still, when something like that happens, they'll look around to the referee.
Yeah.
As opposed to, no, you keep going, you slot the thing, and if the
Blank.
referee wants to bring you back, he will.
Yeah. I love it when odd things like that happen, though. Makes it interesting.
Let's go back there to the
Oh, hang on, they've done
that
Brad
lovely
Weber
little
for
offload.
blocking. Look, that's interesting. Look, they've done Brad Weber for sticking his leg out on the block.
why you can't do that these days, man. There's too many
I know.
eyes around. What was that, Ant? James Reed, focus from Goosen there. Was eyes up and soft hands like the Chiefs weren't even there.
Mm.
See,
It's a good
that's
player.
like it reminds me of the good shoe pass in
Yes.
the game against the Hurricanes, where there's 2 or 3 players on him, but when you look at the replay, his eyes and everything about him are just saying, "I'm getting this pass away," and it's like they're not even there, and that's the different gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do that with Brad Webb. He stopped. He looked over his shoulder, checked the line of run, and stopped.
Yeah.
You can't do it. All you need to do is slow down and run the same line that he's running. It makes it difficult for him. Can't stop and block someone. That's poor.
He's made it very, very obvious for the officials there.
Yeah, that's poor.
And
Very
you're
obvious.
right in front of the linesman.
Yeah.
The linesman's probably 6 feet away from you there, is he? 10 feet max.
Yeah.
Assistant referee, not linesman.
Oh, T1 down under. I've put a bet on Rob Howley joining Gads in Hamilton.
Ooh.
I think there's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek joke there.
I think there might be.
Oh.
There might be. Yeah. Here's one from T1 down under as well. That missed the old sand bucket. And you know what I miss as well? Jeremy, if you look back at games from the 70s and 80s and you see the lads making the little pile to kick to touch from the field.
4 divots.
Yeah, but actually to kick to touch from field from the penalty.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Yeah.
I used to do that.
That's you're a different generation, Sean. So
yeah. Well, no, I just felt, and you remember, right? Certainly when I was playing, the ball was like a white mitre multiplex.
Yeah,
honestly, it was like a giant Tic Tac, right? And it was rock hard. If you're playing on a cold Saturday morning, say school, it was rock hard. So to spiral it was and to get distance was fine. So you used to dig Phil Bennett style around with your heel from a penalty, and you could then kick it directly to touch from the floor. I'm not sure what you probably in law. It's probably one of those ones you probably still could do it, but there's no need,
Yeah. They used when I was excited. I was like a kid with those mitre multiplex just starting in school, and they used to hurt your foot. When you were small, kicking it. I used to hate those things.
They were like a stone. There was something to do with the way that it was like the. It wasn't leather. There was like a plastic coating that made it waterproof.
Plastic. Yeah, it was weird.
Whereas the modern, like the Gilberts now, Gilbert got the rugby ball right.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And everyone else is trying to do their own thing on it, but we know what a rugby ball is, and it's a Gilbert now.
You still can't beat an Adidas Barbarian, though.
Oh, when Wales played France and that one with the black tips.
Christ.
Oh, that is
you cannot trust those things.
They were slippy as hell, but they're beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I remember Blanco and Sella running, chipping those over on the Paris grass and bouncing up. Oh, fantastic!
Well, they were a rounder ball, weren't they? They were more like a football, so it just used to go everywhere. We used to kick them around when I was a child. We used to live really near Paul Thorburn, and we used to go and catch his balls when he was kicking them in the Welsh school in Gowerton. So he'd have a big bag of balls. We'd catch them, put them in the bag, and take them back to the halfway. In fact, we were practicing with him the week before he did that kick, the monster. And he used to kick virtually the whole length of a schoolboy field from one end to the other.
That's a great shout, Paul. Right, we've spent time talking about Geordie Barrett's leg, right, and how much power there is. If anyone watching this has never seen that Thorburn kick from the old Arms Park,
and that would have been with a mic to multiplex probably,
and a big, not even a load of sand, it's just a big old clay divot, and it was an extraordinary kick, and it's still extraordinary.
If you ever try and do that from, I was a long kicker, right? Halfway, I'd fancy my chances, no problem on any pitch. But you look back at that, as you say, and it's not just 10 meters. And Bill McLaren's commentary is brilliant because he's like, oh my goodness, he was so lovely, Bill, and he would give it the old welcome. Well, I would never believe it, And then as he's going up, he's going something like, stagger, boom. Oh my goodness, he's got it. It's brilliant. It's quality.
And it was so low, the trajectory on it. Like modern kicks now, they tend to go up quite high and carry, don't they? Whereas that was like a drilled one iron. It was just
I think Tommy surprised himself a little bit. It was a bit of a shock.
Remember the thighs on Paul Thorburn, though. Peak Paul Thorburn. Oof. Good play.
Okay, I like this one, Stephen McConry, right? Played with an out half, would walk up to the ref and state, I'm definitely not kicking at goal. Okay, that's thing one. If you're watching this, that's thing one. Always make sure the ref is ahead of the game. He's your friend. He'd start digging the tee out with his heel, and if the defense turned their back, he would tap and go. Worked sometimes, few slaps sometimes too. I could see that.
I've done it as a player and with teams, but what we've done, we've sent the winger and the kicker will go up and say, right, I'm not going for goal, right? And again, look at your mark. You can't bring the tee on these days. As soon as the tee guy crosses the whitewash, it's done and dusted.
Right.
So, and then because what happens then is all the forwards turn around and walk to the posts. That's what they do, right? Of course. If you're not, and wingers come to the post as well, because it's usually your wingers that charge the kick down from conversion. But back in the day, you can't now, you can't charge down penalties. But anyway, they switch off. That's what I'm trying to say. And then you put a cross-field kick in to the winger who's in a lot of space. So
Bigger did it for Wales, didn't he?
I think he did do it once. Yeah.
He must have taken it with him from the sprays.
There are a few people have tried it, I think.
As a slight aside, I was watching sneaky sporting maneuvers on YouTube this week, and there was one in baseball. So cruel, because you've got to keep your foot on the base at all times if you're in baseball. And they'd throw the ball into whoever's guarding that base, and then he'd fake throwing it back to the pitcher, right? So you go at that, and then keep it in his hand. Boy takes his hand off, bang, just taps him straight out. So clever. In the MLB, that is professional.
Oh, this could be the break. The charge down. So cooler. He's done nothing.
Yeah, he's got to. That lad, he needs to be like Nick Williams style now, doesn't he? Just every other carry, it needs to be him.
He's not been in the half, has he?
Nah. Or like Philo Tia, isn't it? One carry, straight back up. He was on Twitter this week, Philo Tia. There was some Osprey's business call or something that he was part of.
Interesting. They called him up after we got him on the Tuesday club. Me and Kyle Reese, we had him first.
Nice.
We had him on. He was great, talking about his job there in Auckland. They're Wellingtonians, Philo and his family. So Hurricanes really is his team, but the job he took was in Auckland. The family moved up there. So it was really good to speak to him. Loving his coaching. He's doing well. And lives on the corner from Tanu Manga, who's a big, big mate of Philo's.
Wow. That's right. There's on the pod.
Few minutes to go until halftime. But question from Gareth Houston, who's morning, bit late on the ball this morning. It is an early start for these. Seems like the Hurricanes are dominating here. So for anyone who does or who has arrived in a little later, Sean, summary of what we've seen so far.
We've seen a a lacking in confidence. Chiefs put up a rear guard, really. They've defended really well. But then a little bit of quality from the Hurricanes, who've had the majority of possession, particularly Umaga Jensen, who's been good, has come through and they've scored 2 quality tries. Bang, bang. But the Chiefs have hung in there. They've had a penalty. They've had a bit of possession. They turn in a little bit. They've had a few penalties. But they've lost Sam Kane, their captain, to a nasty concussion. But they're sticking in there, and now this looks like this could be a yellow card. I think this is Weber getting upended by, is that Hoosen? I'm not sure. Oh, that'll be looked at seriously. And if it's a red, which I don't think it is, it's more yellow.
Yeah.
Then the Chiefs and get 3 points. It could be in it. So that's a summary.
Monumentally stupid.
That should. Yeah, what a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, it is. Oh, that changes Holly time.
Yeah. I tell you what's interesting. I tell you what's interesting, Sean, because the Chiefs have defended well visually, but then if you look at the stats, their completions at 70%. So and then the Hurricanes are up at 90, which is interesting. So they've made 34 from nearly 50, which is very un-Gatland-y.
One execution. That's all they needed for halftime. This could change all the season. They got to watch the touchline here. They got to watch the touchline.
Canes have defended that well. Oh, he's in.
Oh, that could be the break.
Weber's over.
It's gone forward, is it?
Yeah.
I know.
Ref looks panicky.
That's a horrible one for the ref, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not giving that. Obstruction.
Was he in touch?
And there was a chance of a knock on and an obstruction.
I'll turn up my my ref mic.
Andy, you're good at this.
Yeah.
Right, so this touch. Oh, he is in touch, I think.
Did he let it go first?
Sean, can I have that as getting that one right? So that would be 43-3.
I'd like to see it again, though. Did he let the ball go before his foot was in the air, right? And did he let it go before he put his foot back down? I didn't see it long enough, to be honest, and I don't want to rewind it because we'll lose our position in the game.
It's not worth the risk.
It's a funny one though, because I'm like you. I know what they were looking at, but that was a very quick view. It
was really fast.
I want another look.
Yeah, it was if in the truck they must have seen that before, like seen it one time up. But
right, here we go. They got another
lineup.
If this is the Brumbies now, you could just give them the 5 points.
Keep it on.
They lost. Did you see the Brumbies Rebels yesterday? Massive win for the Rebels. Stuck about 30 on them. Oh, there's loads of room out there on the outside.
No, there's not.
Come on.
Oh. Why didn't Mackenzie carry? But why didn't he carry on that arc on the outside then?
That's a side low on confidence. They're not scoring there. I know the perception is, right, this is what they want to show you the space. They want to show you the space because they know they're push. They're watching, look at all the yellow shirts coming here. Bang, 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 bang. Right? No. That's poor from the Chiefs. They've sent them there and they've gone there.
So here's one of the reasons why Umaga Jensen has been so good in games this season. If that happens with the Hurricanes, Umaga Jensen is the person who comes in and brings the line back inside to create the space outside. It stops that big drift defense. It removes the defender as an extra, the touchline as an extra defender. And that's what we just saw, nothing like that. Even McKenzie, the way he arced that run, his support stayed outside as opposed to trying to come back in and straighten. Well, there was never going to be another outcome there.
If you look at the difference between the Hurricanes back play, they send a couple of straight numbers blockers, and then somebody straightens the line out wide. Well, the Chiefs sent so many decoys close to the maul there. They run out of players.
There's no one out wide.
Yeah, but time McKenzie got it, you only had the winger, so he's the only one who could straighten the line.
Yeah.
And if he straightens the line there, there's too many yellow shirts. So you've got to question the call of the play off the maul because you've got no forwards to use. They're all in the maul. That's detail. That's coaching detail and tactics. It's poor. That is. I think you have to execute that. For me, with the yellow card, I would just camp there, gone short, pounded away, wear out the Canes forwards, and try and get a score, even if it was 3. Now they're going in deflated, and the Canes are going in. We survived that with 14 men.
It's one of those as well because it's so right now at half time they lose all that territory. You have to come out again. You don't start in the same place again. You've lost all of that territory.
So Sean, if you're running that play there with Damien McKenzie on that arc, you need to have the fullback or somebody there as an option to straighten on the back.
I wouldn't run that place. You're losing too many players. So that's the difference. If you run in you could run a block play with 12 coming short, 13 slicing out with the option of the blindside wing inside.
Right.
13 slicing out and gets it. At least you got 15 to come and straighten the line then.
Yeah.
They went straight bang, bang, behind. Mackenzie's. He took that roughly on the far post, didn't he?
Yes.
He's got then the half of the pitch with one winger to try and get in with 3 guys drifting on him on his inside shoulder. No chance.
Yeah. So that play is a minimum of 3 players required. So you on the arc, a wing, and someone cutting back. Otherwise, you've got problems.
It's poor. It's poor because you've been sucked in to think that the space is over there. Different if you go crossfield kick, bang, but then that's a 50-50. It's winger on winger or winger on fullback. Yeah. So I think that lacks a bit of backs, forwards, coach. That's where you need an attack coach to say, this is what we're doing. If we're told to use it from the small, we're doing this and why we're doing it.
Right.
So...
Right. So we are 40 minutes from the Gatland 0 win Super Rugby Aotearoa season, which actually is 2 games worse than it looks because of the previous pre-COVID world. It's not looking good, gents. It's not looking good. So I'm still wearing my pity shirt, just right here. Quick question. So this came up at the start of the show, and I thought it was a good one, so I wanted to bring it back up. So Chiefs girl, you've been on form. Some really good stuff coming in today. Quick question. What do you guys think about Rod Kafer saying that any Oz teams can give any New Zealand teams a run for their money? I know what I think about that.
I know what I think about that too.
The eyebrows out.
Yeah. So we're in violent agreement here, I think, gents.
The Brumbies could potentially... The Brumbies are the best team in that competition by a long way. And they and Maul could trouble, say, the likes of the Canes, the Highlanders, but no one else in that would. I mean, the Waratahs wouldn't, the Reds wouldn't. Western Force, as brave as they've been, certainly wouldn't.
Nah.
That's just blatant Australian propaganda.
I think typical Aussies, love Australia and love them and all this, but they're getting carried away. They're seeing some teams perform good rugby, but against their own sides. So they're losing sight of the fact that they're seeing all of a sudden, wow, the Rebels are beating the Brumbies. They're this, they're that, and the other. Well, hang on, there was a yellow card. There's levels and levels, It's like saying, okay, now the Welsh regions playing great derbies, but the league table doesn't lie. The league table does not lie. Great wins, for X, Y, and Z. You go and play in Europe against the big boys, and nothing happens.
Different game.
You know what I mean? So
do you know? Weirdly, I'm going to write.
What was the Super Rugby tables looking like before lockdown? And the New Zealand sides are out in front.
That's the thing. And I'm going to write about it this week. It's almost like being the hardest kid in your school, and then you go to another school and you meet the hardest kid in that school, and all of a sudden you're nothing. So that's what Australian rugby feels like to me at the moment. The standard has been really good, like you say, but you imagine the Brumbies up against the Crusaders. The Crusaders have put 40 on them.
Well,
do you think it'd be that much? Would it be 40?
Well, it wouldn't be 40. That's me, but it'd be a lot.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to compete against the Crusaders. I'm not saying the Brumbies wouldn't compete against the Hurricanes, or the Highlanders. That's not what I'm saying at all. But one team out of the Australian Conference being competitive isn't the same as saying that conference is the same quality.
No,
Yeah.
It isn't. It's a lie.
We've got a question from our producer,
Oh God, what's he after?
Sean. How much time would you devote to practicing restart kicks? It often seems overlooked and routine, but can stop you losing games. I totally agree. I early on in my coaching career, not a lot, but more credence placed on it now, because it's often referred to as the coach killer. So in restart kicks, Adam's referring to for and against. So there's a massive opportunity to swing here. Forwards would practice receiving a lot, with your lifters, your positioning, and then an exit strategy. When you've just scored, you're at your most vulnerable then receiving the kick. So more time spent on that, catching, exit strategy, clear line, settle things down. Conversely, you flip that. You spend a lot of time on your restart kick because you want to exploit the fact that there may be some complacency. A lot of coaches would coach 3 different areas: kick to the left, kick to the right, or kick to the middle, and then short or long. So there's 6 different kicks. You may feign to go left and then go to a big catcher on the right. We used to do that with Ryan Jones and Alan Wynne Jones a little bit. And the kick to the front, if you've got a real good athlete who can catch it on 10 meters in the front, a la Stefan Blanche or Lee Byrne, and a good kicker who can get it, you try and get it back and get on the front foot straight away. So there's a lot more to that. Adam's right.
Because it's almost become nearly rebranded as like, it's nearly as important as the scrum and it's a set piece, isn't it?
It is
a set piece, isn't it now?
Yeah.
Whereas it's 30 years ago, it just used to be a way to restart the game, but now it's a thing, isn't it? It's its own entity. It's like putting within golf. It's a sport within a sport, isn't it?
Holly, Adam Redmond is right. There you go. Holly, looking for a pay rise. Williams, looking for a car.
Looking for a car. Do you know what I do miss not having Adam is him banging up those little responses to us making mistakes.
Yeah, my keyboard is quite loud. I'm trying to type really quietly, right?
That was so funny when he was doing that in the week. I loved that.
He's good. He was hiding in the background and
it's really good.
Did a really good job.
Holly slams Australian rugby.
Yeah.
Holly, Holly shock prefers league over union.
So
really good.
Talking about the Super Rugby Australian version versus the Aotearoa version, Jasmine Smith, who, judging by the avatar, is not from Australia. Did you guys hear about Australian writer Julian Linden saying Super Rugby Aotearoa is inferior to the Aussie comp? I had not.
I'm not even. Do you mind if I don't answer that?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take this one. Right, you guys can grab a coffee for a second.
Oh man, I'm happy to go with anyone.
So this is it. So Linden said matches have been closer and more unpredictable in Australia games decided by less than 10, and there should be a knockout stage. I went and had a look at the piece. Yeah, it's you're really, really trying there, Julian, because there's a bit of a cover at the top, right, which is saying while the general standard of play in New Zealand has been superior. That is kind of the be all and end all, right?
That's kind of admitting.
That's everything. But what I will say is, we did say this a few weeks ago that Super Rugby Aotearoa has been unlucky that the Crusaders have been so bloody good, right? Because they're probably a game that we're looking for the competition that the Canes took them 2 weeks ago, right? If that hadn't happened, this is already done and dusted, and it would have been a shame. But they've just been too good this year.
We needed that first half Blues performance down in Canterbury to manifest itself in a Blues win. Remember, but you see, I'm a little bit of a purist here. It did show us why the Crusaders are going to be champs.
Yeah,
it showed the real Crusaders who came back against the form side, the Blues at home. Hello. They're all talking about the 36 wins on the bounce. We questioned you, and we were saying they're going to come back and edge in and win it, and they did. But then they slipped up then against the Canes and sort of give us an extra couple of weeks to contemplate. But yeah, there's a bit of both in that. With Australia, he's almost saying, well, do you know what? The game's pretty shit, but it's exciting at the end because we get extra time. Or,
Yeah.
you know,
It's tight. We don't know which bad team is going to win.
yeah.
And the reality is, right, newspaper sales are down. He's been given that brief that he probably didn't even want to do. Someone has said to him, listen, go and defend Australian rugby. Do I have to? Yes, or you're sacked. Right, fine, I will.
But I'm glad. I was going to mention the exact same thing. This smells like someone saying, will you find a positive? Find something positive here.
Yeah.
Run the numbers, right?
Yeah, but boss, I don't want to get out of my office and get it done.
Exactly.
That's what's happened there.
Done.
But you know what? Even that's the case. You still do the best job you can. Like, and I was given this Alex King brief. I was like, it's very hard to write about a coach in an analysis column when you've got little footage at the moment, you know.
Yeah.
You want to be able to show credence. And I thought, I did a lot of research on it, a lot of reading, made a few calls, a lot of watching. And you know what? If it's probably one of the ones I've done most recently, you know what it's like, Paul. You either hit the seam or you don't. And it just went like that. Bang. It just out it came. Dun, 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 dun. Because I found that game where there was a theme of his coaching. And it excited me, thinking, hang on, I think Gloucester have underachieved. I've worked there, as you know, for 3 years. Yeah. And I think they've underachieved in the last 10 years. I think the fans are the best in that league in England, and they deserve better. They've got some quality stars. They've chopped and changed coaches. They've gone 4 English coaches. They've gone Tim Taylor, Trevor Woodman, George Skivington as the head coach, and now Alex King. That's brave, and that's good. Yeah. For a club like Gloucester, that's good. And we could see something exciting there. So sometimes you've got to delve in a little bit more and write from the heart a little bit, you know, be informed. So I don't subscribe to the, you know, he had the brief and he probably didn't want to do it. You gotta do it.
Get on with it.
Right, here we go. Second half. Chiefs girl is liking my top. Will it stay on me for the entire rest of the game, or will I just...
Chiefs girl.
I think we're threatening to strip then.
Yeah, that came out wrong.
Territory.
That came out with me threatening to rip this off if they don't do something interesting here. I need something interesting from the Chiefs in this half, right? Yeah. Or I'm going to be drinking too much coffee.
I'm still back in my Holly time here. 45 to 60 minutes. Right. I don't think we'll see a try. So I was worried, but I'm still, you know, it's a low scoring game. There's a card still, isn't it? It's still a yellow card, isn't it?
Yeah, still 6 minutes on the card.
And that's the thing. So if we go back to where we left the end of the half, right? The lack of sensible leadership on the field there at that end game, right? You're a player up. You're deep in their territory. When you go wide like that, undermanned, you're giving up the entire advantage, both in that play and in subsequent plays. You know, because you could just keep going there, milk a penalty, start again with the referee. Yeah. It's really frustrating.
This might interest you, Paul. Well, anyone, but I'd have a contingency sheet, right? So injuries, substitutions, yellow cards, red cards, okay? I'd have a all pre-planned, worked out, discussed with leadership group and coaching team. If this happens, this is what we do. Because to make those decisions in the heat of battle, very emotional, you can make the wrong decisions. You got to do them in the cold light of day. So I'd have something in front of me on my laptop when that happens, right? Winger, yellow carded, first 10 minutes to go first half, right? I'll have that scenario. Right. And one of the contingencies would be, as the Chiefs go through here, what an offload attempt that was. So one of the contingencies would be for the Canes there, at set piece, scrum, line out, or off maul, we drift defend as a backline.
Right, I see.
Or 9 would try and fill in the line. Or we drop in 7 inside the backs and push. So that would have been one of the contingency things. It might have been when we got a full complement that we're blitzing hard from there, right? Out to in.
Yeah.
But with the yellow card to a winger, 9 would have to cover the blindside wing. So we tighten up and we push and we drift to the touchline. So that's what the Chiefs, the Canes did. If you saw that, they tightened up. They said, "Go on then, go wide." The perception of the Chiefs is we're a man over. They haven't got a winger. There's space in the wide channel, exactly like you said it was happening. And I said, "No, there's not."
No, there isn't.
And they pushed them to the touchline.
Yeah, they just drifted.
It's poor. It's poor. It lacks a bit of detail, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, because to the naked eye, it just looked like, right, he'll get on the outside, but of course he was just being shepherded, wasn't he? He's just being pushed out.
I love T1 down under is my new friend.
They are, though. I totally agree with him.
I got so many memories here, and I did it for so long. Thank you, T1 Down Under. But I got, you think it was my life as a young coach because I got injured. And then I dedicated my life from the age of 25 to, how old am I now? To pretty much 45, 46 on just professional coaching and development and players and helping people and develop people and create teams and try to win things and ingrained in it to great sacrifice to things like my family and that, and personal time and friends. But they're all in there now. They're all and things like that. So I love doing this. They all come out, and unexpected things come up because things remind me like that. They remind me of things. I'm just, so if I go on a bit much, just tell me to shut up.
No, not at all. I love it. I absorb all of it. That's why I'm constantly asking you questions.
I've got the Jasmine Smith coming in again. What do you think of that call? I think it's the right call. So looking at the right replay again and again, the ball carrier jumps in to that tackle.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
You're not allowed to do that. And once he did that, that means that Barrett would have had to do something very, very naughty to still get carded. If he had not jumped into the tackle, right, that was, I think, red card territory, right?
But the thing is, if he hadn't have jumped in, that would never have happened.
Exactly.
So
it just wouldn't have. No, completely take point.
Really, yeah, exactly.
I want to see a Chiefs try here for a couple of reasons. One, mainly that it's just before Holly time.
Yeah. It's on the floor.
Oh, boys, come on. You have to score now.
There it
is. Now see Geordie Barrett blitzed in.
He's in.
He blitzed in, Geordie Barrett. If he'd held off and joined up connected. So this is Holly time. Don't forget, 45 to 60 is Holly time.
Yeah, it's a good 2 minutes.
Now we'll see you shut up shop.
He's a good player, Wayanui. I like him.
Yeah, we've seen him. Yeah.
Thing is, he had to pinch in there, didn't he?
But look at the difference. Remember what I was saying? They had more numbers out there wide. They sent less. See? So they had to spot in, the centers.
Yeah. God, look at that. You're talking about a fraction of a second there that's given that try away, aren't you? Yeah. One decision and you've finished.
Yeah, we're touch behind a couple, aren't we? Jasmine and Paul Tuffy and Chiefs girl, but that's all right. Now, will this give them the belief?
Well, at least they're in it now, aren't they? Even now it's only 4 points.
This makes me very happy now. So now I've got something to hope for this second half.
Really keep the shirt on.
It gives us all.
Everyone's happy.
We haven't got to witness a McGeady burlesque dance in front of the camera when that comes off.
Oh, look at that, boys.
He's got it.
See,
what a kick that is.
Different.
Here we go.
It's all Blackie, that kick there, isn't it? That's what they're looking for.
Gatlandy,
yeah, absolutely.
You see, you think all that space, mate, and even though Geordie Barrett spotted in, he's only just got in the corner,
Yeah. Half a second, isn't it, that little gap? And he's just in. So theoretically, Geordie Barrett, if he'd held out, those guys might have plugged the gap inside, but then they'd have probably just got inside him again. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it?
So if we were able to see it again, they've held Umaga Jensen. That's the difference. They've sent a runner, and that might be that they've looked at that and talked about it half time.
Lovely spin from Leonard Brown.
He's
done well there.
And that's
good
really
boy,
well
Leonard
worked
Brown.
out.
That's fantastic from Leonard Brown. Isn't it? What is
And
that?
that's awful from Webber.
He went full Bergamasco.
Oh, here's the young kid,
He's on.
Naholo. He's on.
Early too.
RF has piped up. Geordie Barrett, most overrated player in the world.
That is harsh. That's a lovely pass inside.
Hello, control loose play.
Oh, it's the opposite of controlled loose play.
That's 2 howlers from Webber in the space of 30 seconds. He's played on. Oh, interception.
no.
Oh, we're back to like forwards touch now.
Oh my God.
Right.
Gatland will be freaking. He'd be flipping tables in that booth.
So I see Webber there, Paul. When I talk about control loose play,
Yeah.
Webber did cut the crossfield, arced,
Yeah.
but then went for the fancy reverse one-handed offload. Why? Turn your body and leave it suspended in the air.
Yeah. You're almost better there just stopping and turning, aren't you?
You
And
are,
just
mate.
stop and let them come on to you.
Absolutely
So-
right.
So, Sean, let's pick up that conversation for the first half because that was interesting. So, for anyone who wasn't in the show at the start, right, this game got really loose pretty early, right? And there was a long passage of loose play, and we were talking about how when you make a break through the line, so it's not loose, you make the break. Hold on, pause that.
And now the Canes have gone full Canes, all 50 meters. You don't want Dane Coles out there.
Nah.
And that's that.
That's class.
And that is all from that weird offload in midfield.
That's the end of Holly time this week.
Yeah, that's it. And we'll see you again next week.
I'm very sad now.
I think there's a tinge of sadness for everyone there.
Mm.
And that's where you're vulnerable. You've just scored. Don't let Mr. Complacency in. Yeah, it's a lovely look. Tired on the inside. Poor defense. Pernara, lovely line.
Yeah, he's having a good company, TJ.
Yeah, and this is a great thing. Watch out, coach. Just shows the ball there.
Yeah.
Enough to send that tight head. Why, you got a tight head in the wing. He shows it there. It sends the tight head, and that's enough to get in. Quality.
He's class, isn't he, Dane Coles?
Yeah.
He's just taken that like an inside centre, isn't he?
Dane Coles is ridiculous. His
he
all
probably
round
could put 12, actually, to be fair, couldn't he? For 20 minutes.
They'll be gutted. I mean, just scored.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Little show, hold a defender, bang, gone.
And here's the Geordie Barrett. Let's take it back 40 meters because I can.
Let's see how far I can kick this. Yeah. Geordie Barrett, 42.
Yeah, I continue to be fascinated by the distance he's bringing this back. And compared to what we've seen, this isn't the longest we've seen him bring it back.
At all. He's taken it a lot further back than that.
Oh, but it's just...
Another post.
So much horsepower. Wow.
Tell you what, you won't even have to work in Vegas. We can just go and gamble.
Yeah. Little show and go. Tight head on the outside. He hasn't got the pace to get to his man, so he pushes off easy. Good finish, intelligent player.
Right.
But I'm looking at that. He's almost forcing his technique because he's got the range. He's forcing it a little bit. He's got to back his accuracy, take it closer.
Yeah.
Yes, it's short the margin, but back his accuracy, work on his accuracy. He's thumping that, and his margin for error is bigger. Come on, Chiefs. You want to see a game?
Controversial here from Christian Hyde. Controversial because if you start chipping at nines, they will never shut up about it. Rugby is a basic game. Why do nines screw things up? He did everything right until the very end. And that's what I was going to pick up when we just had to pause for that Hurricanes attack. Good broken field play is not accidental. Okay, there are things you can practice. There is a way of kind of organizing the chaos. There's a way of training players to think in a certain way and to expect their teammates to act in a certain way. And those are the things that Sean was bringing up in that first half chat, like by arcing the run to just buy time, little things like that, to slow your roll going in to that contact. Because you know what? You're way ahead of your support and your teammates aren't going to get there. You leave yourself exposed.
You can construct real good like channel work, basic channel work with staggered defenders with bags or live with suits on or just live, and sort of reduce and increase the width of the channels and the depth of them and the scenario. You can have players flying in late. You can have people spotting up quick behind. If you be inventive as a coach and look at situations that have just happened in a game like those two, and then replicate them in channel work and training, you can hone and practice those skills. It might have to be that he's on you quick, so you have to drop your height, go beyond, offload behind the guy. It might be that you have to take the tackle, go to ground, pop up, hit. But you create all those opportunities for skill practice and hone it. Sometimes the most basic things, some coaches feel, well, I'm not doing enough complex coaching things in training, whereas all you need to do are the basics really, really well. And that's what New Zealand rugby teaches us.
Yeah.
I just want to come up on Stephen Kennelly. It was one try in Holly time, Steve, right? It's 45 minutes to 60 minutes. And the Chiefs try was before 45. Get back out in the garden.
7 minutes left in Holly time. 7 minutes. We'll see. Unless, well, I suppose the counter is from New Zealand and unless you're French.
Yeah.
The French they probably in their own way have practiced since they were kids playing that sort of stuff. They're always looking. There's a level of weird structure and expectancy and a common train of thought with the way that we associate French broken field play, right? They look for offloads in a different way than
they do.
The rest of the world does. It's not a coincidence that so many of their players are good at it.
Christian Hind, not Chrissy Hind from the Pretenders. What was the stat? I can't remember, Chris, but somebody told me about 4 or 5 years ago that it is a ridiculous stat. Maybe this is a task for Williams over the next week, that it is a ridiculous stat on the number of, or the high percentage that a ball will strike an upright or a crossbar in a game. And we've seen it twice today. In 55 minutes. So yeah, it is surprising. And look out for it now, as we've just done today. It's something like 75% chance.
And once you're aware of it, it's like when you're looking to buy a red car, suddenly you notice red cars everywhere.
Reference.
It's like, when you see a new BMW 3 Series on a 4-year lease, 10,000 miles per annum, sort of on a budget of about 250 to 300. It's like when you see one of those and suddenly you see them everywhere.
You got no chance on that budget.
No, I know. Worth a go. Adam be going mental now. In Guinness Black. That's what I want. Guinness Black with a cream interior.
I'm going to buy a Guinness Pro 14 polo shirt to wear under the sticks. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I'll get one too.
It is something you could wear down the pub as well, isn't it? It's like,
well, exactly.
I've got my Guinness, such credence. Like, I got my Guinness shirt on.
Yeah, and golf if you're short of a top.
Oh, I'm not short of golf tops. I'm inundated.
All self-branded as well, yeah?
No. A lot of self-branding, but not all.
Oh, it's a good tackle.
I had 2 on Wednesday because I'm in a society called the Welsh Entertainers and Do-Gooders Golfing Society, or the Wedges.
Nice.
And it's all comedians and TV presenters and singers, and it's a brilliant. It's hilarious.
Oh, fantastic. That was a really good example of RD Sevilla then. Did you see him carrying then? Oh my God. He was wrapped up by 3. It's like a rodeo ball.
It is, yeah. There's a guy who...
How many people get on him?
Oh,
maybe it's only Brad Weber there. So that's 1. That's 2. Yeah, it was 3 people on him. A rodeo ball is a good description for him, actually, because he moves in the same way as those things.
Sorry, the dummy is hilarious. It's one of the most hilarious dummy attempts I've ever seen.
Yeah. I don't think you'll ever see one of those again.
It's like a child who is afraid to let the ball go when passing. It's just, this James Reid, I need that dummy as a gift. I agree. That could live on.
That could go viral.
It could, yeah.
Is this still a yellow card, boys?
No, they're gone.
Someone at Super. That's a great kick.
Oh, he come back on and scored.
That is beautiful.
They're not exactly ecstatic in the Hurricanes box, are they?
Tell you what, Gatland won't be happy with that. Look at the room out there.
Yeah, they're blitzing in. See, look, in. Oh, Mackenzie, he's marking no one.
He swore then as well. Did you see when he turned around? He just went, oh no. He didn't say, oh no.
Who's Mackenzie spotting in for? There's no one there.
Bad.
No.
Oh.
That's extraordinary.
Even I wouldn't do that. And I'd be trying to avoid the tackle deliberately, but I wouldn't be that far away because it's too obvious.
Well, it stems from the inside if you blitz in like that. But what happens is if you blitz in, the fullback takes the last man, and therefore Mackenzie needed to be going out towards Van Wyck rather than he's just marking space, expecting somebody at the back. So it's poor.
Yeah, it's like he's automatically defended a set piece without looking what's there, isn't it?
Jasmine Smith reckons that D-Mac has played his way out of the All Blacks this season. Yeah, he's playing in a side that's losing. He's chasing rainbows and things like that.
Do you know, it is cruel, isn't it, if you're a good individual playing in a team that's struggling?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point from RF as well. Need more pressure on the kick if you're jamming in. If you are jamming in, we used to say you're 100% right or 100% wrong, RF.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean by that. So, you go hard at it to take out your guys, try and take them all out, and then go at the kick as well. Yeah. Sprint in from the garden for that try, Sean, Stephen Kenley. It's try galore. I think I caveat you. I did say early in the first half, I don't think it's going to be Holly time today.
You did actually. You said it. I think you said it as it kicked off, actually.
It had a different feel today. And there's the table we're seeing now. The Canes on this have, I take it that's as it stands, isn't it? Yeah, 21 points.
So this game is now interesting in a different way. Okay, the Chiefs are now A, falling back, and B, it's the way they're falling back. This does not look good, right?
No.
But don't forget, anyone from the Northern Hemisphere who doesn't watch Super Rugby that much, it's not the 4-try rule that's in play here. Okay, it's 3 more tries.
Three more.
Three more. Okay, so this game is still alive, and we need the Hurricanes to retain this bonus point to keep life a little bit interesting. Okay. Howell Davis,
strip change,
and
call for a strip change.
Yes, that's exactly.
Oh, you've gone to a strike, didn't I? I wondered where you'd gone.
Yeah. Chiefs, you're done. I'm now shouting on the Hurricanes because I need them to be competitive next week.
That's great work from the Canes, isn't it? Holding up the carrier. Ardy Severe in the middle.
Fair play, Van Wyck read it well. Come in and stayed in the tackle. How many wingers would have just died to the floor there? Look how
strong they are.
Yeah,
how strong you've got to be to keep them up. That's unbelievable. He's played well in this tournament. Blackwell, the lock. One of those, and sort of crusadery players, really.
Glue. Chief Skills having a pop at you, and
I don't know what you're talking about. This is obviously where my heart lay the whole time.
You traitor.
By the way, you were a traitor.
Yeah.
James Reid, 7 points for the Chiefs, and all of a sudden they're back in it. It was a 14 difference, is it? So, yeah, there's plenty of time left, isn't there, on the clock?
Yeah. This full quarter of a game left. So Chiefs girl, think of how good it will feel if the Chiefs do come back now, and you get to have another pop at me. Correct.
And you get to see
you go and change again. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Jasmine Smith, McGeady yellow is the color for cowards. Yeah. I'm gonna take it. I deserve it. It's fine. I would like a comeback, but I also would like. I don't know. We'll see.
You'd settle for the Canes win.
The worst case scenario here for me is we get a narrow Canes win and no bonus point.
Yeah,
that would be annoying.
That would be annoying.
What about if Chiefs scored 2 converted tries and it was tied at the end, 80 minutes? Come on, we'd go for that.
Okay.
Paul, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
That would be a dream, and I'd love that.
I'd be happy. That would work.
I'd miss my tee off, but there you go.
You have to go off later. He's done well. I love Vince Asso. There's another pardon me. There's another player who'll be up in the Northern Hemisphere soon on a big deal.
Yeah, he's the profile, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a really good player. Just outside the All Blacks, probably.
Well, also it's the age profile now as well from.
Yeah. Well. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, he was crabbing across there, the penalty. Right, he's got to go in the corner now. Yeah, see if this is the Brumbies now. But then again, like I was saying, with the Brumbies Maul, would they be able to do it against these teams? Isn't it? That's what we're saying. They scored 3 tries. All of their tries last weekend were from mauls, rolling mauls.
Yeah, I think so. I think perhaps that sort of set piece is one thing
that would carry over.
Yeah.
I tell you what was interesting, Sean. I was looking at the pack weights of the Brumbies, and they gave away 50 kilograms to the Reds the week before last, I think, and about 40. So they've got a really light pack. So their pack weighed about 865 kilograms, which is quite light, isn't it? Most packs are up like 890, and then test packs are sort of 910, 920.
Test and then there's the Montpellier category,
which is about 2,000. You know, that's like weighing cattle. That's a different level altogether. But that Brumbies Maul is all made on pace and speed. Weirdly, it's the speed that it gets together and the speed at which it changes. It's not really weight, is it, Sean? In the Maul, it's more speed and technique and a bit of weight and a bit of weight.
Height, it does help. Don't get me wrong. When you got a Springboks rattling at you, then but a lot of it to do with height and getting your rolls right, the coordinated effort. But it certainly does help. It's interesting that the Brumbies are that light, really. But
isn't it? I was really surprised. Maybe they were playing against the Reds that had
massive.
Tupo boost that up a bit, and there's some big lumps in that pack.
I would imagine the Chiefs isn't that heavy. Looking at it today, either.
No, well, none of them are really, and the Crusaders are probably the heaviest.
They've struggled to execute their maul, haven't they?
It looks messy, doesn't it? It's all fragmented and split, and look at that again.
Could be yellow coming up here. My gorgeous wife just delivered me breakfast.
Oof.
Smoked salmon in scrambled egg rolls. Look at that.
Look at that. That's middle class comment of the day.
She's been out for a run. She's a lucky girl.
I hope it's all organic and
all organic
and all those things. Yeah.
Line caught salmon from the River Avon, just down the road.
Hens are out the back of the house, are they?
Hens at the back, and avocados growing in the Potolbert sun.
Yeah,
it's like the good life, but in Aberavon.
Goat's milk in the tea from out the back.
Fancy Felicity Kendall.
Yeah,
a bit of a
big back in the day, wasn't she?
Oh, it's gorgeous, genuinely phenomenal.
That's better.
That's better.
They're through. We've got to score that. They've scored. You'll give that.
Big kick coming up. Big
Yeah.
kick coming up.
Who's at the bottom of that? Is it the hooker?
It was a good straight drive, that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's Leonard Brown. He joins. Oh, he's too late. Webber joins. That's all forwards.
That is a maul.
Yeah, it's really well drilled, that.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like it looks like an inverted triangle, doesn't it? Which is what you're sort of looking for.
Fair play. Well, they've shown spirit today. Chris Gibbs not happy. Hands on face. His department defending mauls.
Yeah. They're so important now, aren't they? You see how many hookers scored tries from those? Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
The Brumbies hooker is the top scorer in Australian Super Rugby, Fainger.
Yeah,
He
it's
was
the same. The Benetton boy.
Yeah, he was the first ever player in Brumbies history, forwards or backs.
You're kidding me. Yeah,
To-
it's not even close. That's not even
That's
on the
bad, isn't
fairway,
it?
son.
That's
Oh.
Bodie style.
He's having a
Can't do
game,
that.
and not in the good way.
Do you know? And it's like I said about a month ago. You can't be missing by that much, can you? If that's your
No.
job,
Hang on, I got the score wrong. It's only 6 points, is it?
6 points. Yeah.
I've got one of those old TVs, you see, that my pictures are filling the screen so much I can't see the score. I can just
really?
see
It's out at the
clock.
top, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Is that because you have to magnify it a bit just to see everything a bit better? Is it, Sean?
A. B, I'm too tight to buy a new one in my bedroom.
South Australian.
And C, I'm not technically minded enough to know how to work it out.
Yeah, it is. See, look, now everyone's a little happier, but I still don't want it to end like this. 24-18 does nothing for anybody. Okay, we all go home annoyed if this stays like this.
Hang on, Adam's chipping in.
Hold on.
Ollie off the weight drills after this.
No. Well, maybe. We don't have weight draws in Port Talbot. They wouldn't put one. They wouldn't do well. At the back. Oh,
God, lad.
they're giving it a dig, mine, aren't they?
Yeah, fair play.
Prediction. Let's do predictions now. I'm going for a Chiefs 1 point win.
I'm going to go for the Chiefs too. So a Colo, you so a Colo.
Oh,
That's better. Oh no,
Mackenzie, I'd be close to yanking him off now.
he's gone to bits now, and there's no need. That was a Quade Cooper hanging upside down offload. You don't need to do that, do you?
That's a lovely catch.
Look at that. It's
Watch
like he
this
didn't
now,
even.
though.
I think he was in the air when he threw it. Yeah, nearly. No, and it's a lock outside you. Oh God.
Yeah, I'd yank him off.
Gatland nearly chewed his fingers off then.
He's getting so much wrong for a phenomenal player.
He's looking desperate now, isn't he?
Remember when I said about you chasing things? You try.
Yeah.
He's typical of that, isn't he?
Yeah, he is now. He's gone to bits.
He's carrying a bit.
Yeah, isn't he? He's thinking exactly the same thing then. Let's get him on the treadmill.
Say that. Oh, that was great play, wasn't it? That was such a high risk.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Oh,
Pen.
penalty.
Silly boy. That's so silly, isn't it? Right in front of the ref.
So this ref did the World Under-20s final last year. I just have to check his name now. He's an up-and-coming James Dolman. Yeah, James Dolman, best ref in that championship.
He's ref well today too, isn't he?
And he's ref well last week and today.
Yeah, has to be fair.
Nice demeanour about him, very professional. Good to see, because I always look at this now, 70 minutes, close game. What's the ref's mindset here, you know?
Yeah.
Any agenda going on? And not non-agenda, but how's he feeling about this game? This has now become big for the Chiefs and big for the Canes, big for the league.
Yeah.
And his decisions could have impact, you know?
There's the way, because I know where you're going with this, and there's some referees. Well, all referees have a personality to the way they ref, right?
Yeah.
And referees have tendencies when you get into end games, and some referees are very comfortable making the same kind of call, right? And other referees just want the game to be won by someone who isn't them.
Yeah.
Right. And it happens, and we all see it. So which one is he going to be today?
I'm glad we talk about that, because that's how I felt as a coach a lot. And you got to know the behaviors and personalities of refs. But he's a new ref to this level. So I hope he has zero worry, zero agenda, and just refs as he sees it.
Well, if you're coming up in the game, you don't have as long a track record. You don't have as much capital, right? So you're leaning on your assessor, who's going to be right in this game. So what does the assessor want to see? He wants to see the right call being made. But he also wants to see a bit of empathy for the game as well.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a balance there. Harold, if Chiefs win, is Andy going to do a John Terry and change top again? Who knows? Watch this.
Probably. Let's not rule it out.
Christian Hyde, RF, sorry, yeah. Christian Hyde, what's Hibs Cafe like? I'm traveling from Newport to Swansea and might need it. Absolutely, it's great, Christian. It's called the Hideout in the Aberabin Shopping Centre. It's Richard Hibbard's breakfast lunch place. They do a mean poached eggs on sourdough toast with avocado and chili flakes. Get to the Hideout, Richard Hibbard's place.
I could have a bit of that right now. Tell you that.
Yeah, me too. I'm starving.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm on my way to Swansea after this, actually. Down to the Gower. I'll be down at Gower and RFC later. Watching the cricket.
Down there.
It'll be beautiful. Out on the patio. Cricket will be on.
How's life going for you guys in Wales at the moment? Are things easing up a bit, restrictions wise, or?
Yeah, a little bit with the pubs and that, but
do you know, I drove through.
Cautious.
Yeah, I'm still quite cautious with it. I drove through Cardiff City Centre last night on the way back from tennis, and it was heaving. It was just like a sort of normal Friday, which is quite encouraging in a way.
You got this two train of thoughts where you've got a group of people who don't really care that much and are going for it, like in the city centres or certain types of establishments that are a bit loose. And then you got others like myself and my friends and family who are a bit cautious, willing to step out a little bit more, but under precaution. But we're going to be affected by the people in the other group. It's going to come back, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah, we had big news here yesterday. So 3 Irish counties in the Midlands have been put under further restriction because of outbreaks. So it's kind of a bit more top of mind again.
Yeah.
But look, that's what England have had to do it. Germany have had to do it. A few countries have had to do these extra lockdowns. But
that's how it'll be now. But they think there'll be a vaccine, don't they? Sort of Christmas time, they're hoping.
Who knows?
It shouldn't be too far away.
We'll see.
Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll see.
Oh, he's done well there, both.
Jasmine, I was eating scrambled eggs with smoked salmon, a little bit of cheese and avocado, a keto-based breakfast.
For lunch, he's having a snow tiger burger, eaten out of the shell of a giant tortoise, and zebra milk.
I'm having anaconda wraps. For tea.
Yeah, anaconda wraps, and then
oh, he's through. Oh, what an offload! There you go, Andy.
Deep fried pork, boys. That is that.
Yeah, we're done here.
That is Chiefs 9-0.
It is amazing. Warren Gatland coming into next season. If all these, if the talked about loan deals come to pass, it'll be a game changer. They do need something here. I know they've had injuries, but they do need something.
It's a lovely ball. The big thing is with Gatland is he always says, "Judge me on results," doesn't he?
What an
That's
option.
his big thing, isn't it? Judge me on results. Judge me at this. Judge me on results. Judge me on wins. And now it's 9-0. So if you're judging him on that, it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going into your, you'd wonder what the brief was. So every time you go into a new job, and it's the same for a coach, and it's the same for a player. It's what do we expect for the season? What does good look like, right? What do we want to achieve? This will not have been on anyone's expectation list.
This doesn't look like good.
No.
0 from 9. That's well, you can't get any worse than that.
Well, like I said last week, injuries and all that aside, half of those games are home games, and you've got to expect to win a home game somewhere along the line, and it's a rough trot at the moment. But it goes back to that Aussie argument. If the Chiefs had played, if the Chiefs had played the Western Force, they'd got to win, wouldn't they?
Yeah, totally.
And possibly if they played the Reds at home or the Waratahs at home, they would have got another win. So, to me, they're playing the best sides in Super Rugby.
That's the thing. You're in the most concentrated league that has ever existed.
Correct. We should not forget that. It magnifies the gap here because we don't get those 1, 2, 3 wins against other similar talent teams.
So it would be like, imagine now, right? It was Pro 14 era.
Yeah,
right?
exactly that. Yeah.
So Connacht would have to play Ulster, Munster, and Leinster
Every
3
week.
times, right? How would they go? How easy would that be?
That's
You know
the thing, isn't it? Yeah, totally.
Connacht fans, if you're watching, right?
No.
It's happening.
Connacht would get their fair share of wins. That's what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying, though. But if you went back a few years, right, to when
we need them now. Holly slams Connacht.
Not saying that. I'm saying they get their wins, and
you say the opposite.
But they'd have to go to Leinster, Munster, and Ulster. I think Connacht would win certainly most of their home games, and they've proven that they can go and pinch some. But let's do the Welsh ones then. If the Dragons had to continually play, Scarlets, Blues, Ospreys, you'd go 10-year history results. They wouldn't win many.
No.
Now they will.
Yeah. Yeah, now they will. Oof.
Look out. Looking forward to a week Sunday, Ospreys Dragons.
Yeah, they'd be competitive at a minimum now, I'd have thought.
This is definitely getting to forwards against backs touch now, end of session.
Yeah.
So who Chiefs gets the cakes with the coffee? What do you do here? Knocks the 3 over?
Get in the corner. Eat up the clock, get another try.
If I was a betting man, I'd say take the 3 and take it over 51 total points.
Come on, Hurricanes. Say. Come on, give me another point. Yes!
I wonder why you'd say that, John.
If I was a betting man.
If you were,
right.
Yeah.
I've got another point back. I'm on a winning streak here now. It's about
Megan
50
Cox,
to 5.
Connacht fans are here, Sean.
Oh, God, they've come in.
Look, no, I've
Holly slammed.
Well, you're all doing your own Redmond headlines now, are you lot? I've clarified my stance on Connacht. They are. I love it. It's my favorite place to go, Galway, to play. I love the people. They're awesome. And I think if there was a Super Rugby or Pro 14 era, they'd get their fair share of wins. Unlike the Chiefs in Aotearoa, or however you say it. So the spread on total points today was 51 points.
All right. 51, 50. Is it 55 or 56 tomorrow?
We need a fast guy. We need a fast guy to hack this down and score.
Hang on. It's gone into
the wrong way.
It's so difficult to kick that little thing, though, isn't it? At full pace. At amateur level, the amount of players you see swing and miss on kicks like that, never mind make contact.
Aotearoa. Thank you, Chiefs girl.
Yeah.
There you go.
It doesn't come naturally for a Welshman.
No,
Now,
it's tricky.
now,
Isn't it?
that's saying something because your language is not easy,
No, it's
right?
not.
Yeah.
Right.
God's language.
Aotearoa.
Well, God,
Aotearoa.
apparently the Welsh God loves consonants. That's
Oh, we're big
all
on
I'll say.
consonants.
Yeah, you are. That was one of the big.
Aotearoa.
That was one of the tricky ones actually. When we started watching this, was I really had to learn how to say that properly. I watched a lot of preview videos. A lot.
The thing is, it's difficult to. Some languages can be complicated and a bit if you're not used to them. And Welsh is one of the worst. It's so difficult,
You
and
just
I'm learning
feel
it.
that
Do you know what I mean?
TJ Pereira is playing in the centre or 10.
Yeah, they got the graphic wrong. So Booth came on and they said Perinara was going off, but he stayed on the field. So he's out playing in the centre, I think now.
I do like players who can slide between halfbacks French style. I have a soft spot for it. We don't see it enough. John Cooney is one who can do it and can do it well. Ruben Pinar, my God.
Don't mind it. Don't mind it.
Right.
End of games. I don't mind that. But when they start believing that they're going to be one of the, like Freddie Michalak, pin yourself to the mast, Freddie. What are you? What were you? Oh, this week I'm a 9, or this week I'm a 10. No, I don't like Pinar as well. But he nailed his colours to the mast in the end as a 9. Different 9, but a quality one. So, nah. Okay, so we're in the red. This is them going for another one now. Would you back against them? No, there's a chance here. Just quickly before we end up, Christian Hein, mate, you guys doing a Pro 14 special next Sunday? Well, we'd have to ask Adam Redman on that one. There are some plans in the pipeline for things around games, but can't reveal it. Adam will have to do that.
See, I like what the Hurricanes have done there. Get it off because you're just risking injury.
It's more than that. They're risking everything.
Oh yeah, that's true. If you conceded, yeah, which you could do, I suppose, especially in Super Rugby.
Yeah.
Well, Gatland 0-9.
Gatland, that's. I was trying to think before the game. I was thinking about all the great teams he's coached, right? Like right back through. You go through back to Wasps. It's probably back to his time at Connacht when he was, or actually with Ireland, when he's at a run like this. But I'd have to do a bit of digging. But still, the last time
I know what
he
you
was
mean.
this many on the bounce.
Yeah, like into a period of criticism. This will be since Ireland, I think, because he had a rough time up and down in Wales every now and again, but he achieved as much as you could possibly ever achieve. But This is bad now, isn't it? Look at that table.
Yeah, so we need something interesting to happen tomorrow morning. It's going to be very early, but I really, really hope that something good happens and the Crusaders do not win that game.
Can't see it though, can you?
No,
at all.
And I think it's about 15 or 16. The bookies have it.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's big. This game was only a 6 points favourite for the Canes. I was a little surprised at that. But tomorrow looks a big spread. So listen, fingers crossed. There's only one more Super Rugby Aotearoa watch along. Next week will be the last one. But we will see how this continues.
Well, I hope we get to do these for the Pro 14.
Yeah.
Because I've loved doing these. They're
been good
fantastic.
crack.
They really have, and it's I don't know, a lot of people are using second devices and I think they're fun, It's the sort of thing I'd be tuning into. If I wasn't on it, I definitely wouldn't tune in if I was on it. But with other people, I would.
It is great, and it's helped by everybody that's joined us, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've all of a sudden got ourselves a little following, and they are great people. They're informed, and they're from all over the world.
Yes.
So,
thank you for listening.
That adds to us, keeps us in check, and that gives us other things to talk about. So if you want hardcore rugby, listen to Justin Marshall on Sky. We ain't doing that. We're doing smoked salmon, scrambled eggs, avocado,
golf analogies,
snow Super Rugby shirts. That's what we're doing.
And the odd in-depth analysis of something really niche on the training field.
Exactly. And then 10 minutes on practicing channel passing.
Exactly.
That's what you
No,
come for.
it's a psychedelic
I love it.
rugby goggle box.
Psychedelic rugby goggle box. Right, we're having that. We'll TM that. Stick it on a t-shirt, Sean.
I think we should. Last comment of the day. Chiefs girl. I tried to sing the Welsh anthem at an All Blacks game in New Zealand. Let's just say your Murray kicks my Welsh ass any day. Right. So with that, I think we'll say goodbye for today. Thank you, everybody who's joined us and firing in the comments, sending us in various directions in our chat. That was Hurricanes and Chiefs. That was our second last Super Rugby Aotearoa live watch along with Under the Sticks. Thank you, Sean Holly. Thank you, Paul Williams. Thank you, me, Andy McGeady. We'll have Adam Redmond back in the chair next Wednesday night. That was our watch along, brought to you by Big Red Cloud, and we will talk to you. I'm just stalling here, everyone, folks, while I try and pull out the outro music. Here it is.